So we're able to tie it into SAP and look at, where is pallet X for customer order 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can look it up in your digital representation of the plant. But where might positioning data or past data, like heat map data, be useful, do you think, in a plant setting that you've worked in?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think maybe in a similar fashion, what comes to my mind based on what we do is the first thing that I start thinking about is raw materials. And you mentioned a warehouse environment, and the same holds true for us. We have very specific raw material storage requirements, whether they go into environmental chambers or they're stored ambient. We still have fairly specific temperature and humidity constraints around those raw materials. And those raw materials, probably similar to your organization, move through the facility and through different environments. And so we don't do that, Allison. We manage the areas that they are stored in rather than the specific path that they move. We understand how they move through the facility and how they're consumed and then returned. So we don't so much look at the path that they take, but we look at the discrete areas where they reside, and we measure those aspects in those rooms. And I don't know anything. You said the tool you use is it's foundational on lighting, but it can be used for a variety of tracking purposes. It's called Zigbee.
The Zigbee is just the communications protocol of the sensors. Okay. So Zigbee is just a protocol that's widely accepted across many different networks. It's one of the industry standards, sort of like a Bluetooth. It's another type like that. But
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the communication protocol of the sensor itself. But for the positioning data, basically what that is there's a lighting-based signal. If you think of it kind of like a barcode that each light fixture gives off, and it's invisible to the human eye, but it can be read by little camera devices. So on the top of the forklift, we have, it's called a Raspberry Pi, but it's basically a small little computer, inexpensive device that reads the barcode from the fixture. It's an edge device, so it's able to communicate back to the system based on the light signal from fixture A, and I'm also picking up the light signal from fixture B. That means I'm located here in the plant. And so it's able to do that analysis to pinpoint its location. It not only provides an X and a Y coordinate for its location, but it can provide a Z coordinate. So we feel like that could be very useful for areas like a warehouse, to your point, where you have racks of things and you want to know where something's located vertically as well. The secondary device in that solution is just a simple RFID scanner that we have mounted onto the forklift, and then we tag our pallets of inventory with an RFID tag, so that when the forklift goes and picks up a pallet, it's a proximity-based sensor. So as that tag gets close to the reader, it recognizes that it's carrying that pallet. And then when you set it down and back away from it, that connection severs. So then it knows, okay, I've set down that pallet. So it logs its location. That's kind of